Hi everyone, this is Rudy for a new episode of Tasty Bits. You might not know her name yet, but I'm sure that you've heard her. I'm talking with Imani J. Dawson. She sang for Digimon, for Foamstars, but as well with many famous J-pop singers like Eikichi Yazawa or YOASOBI. Through a playlist that Imani curated for us, we'll talk about her beginning as a singer, singing at Japanese weddings, but how it led her to more opportunities in the music industry. The way that she expresses as well her passion for anime and gaming through fashion and music, but as well the realities of being a black singer in Japan. Sit back, relax, and welcome to this new episode of Tasty Bits. Hi Imani, and thank you very much for being here, for being on an episode of Tasty Bits. Really, I've listened to you on Foamstars.
Oh.
Which, wait, why oh?
Because I never hear anyone talk about this game. So I was really surprised
Really?
when you sent me a message and I was like, whoa.
Well, we have to admit, for the ones who know, sadly, the game is not around anymore.
Oh, it's just not around anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Okay. But even before we talk about games and everything, you are a singer, an artist, and I would love to know if you could just tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Imani. I'm originally from Rockland County, New York.
Okay.
And I've been living in Tokyo for about 16 years now, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you are my senpai here. I've only been here for 8.
Oh, that's cute.
So when you stayed, you already knew that you wanted to be an artist, that you wanted to sing, or did you do other things before that?
I actually did a lot of choir stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I did church choir up until middle school and then school choir. But around high school, instead of doing the musicals, I was a cheerleader. I still auditioned for the musicals, but I didn't get any of the roles. And I think it's, at the time, being young, you're not really knowing why didn't I didn't even get ensemble. I was stage crew. I thought, oh, maybe I'm just not a good singer, so I'll focus on production, which is fine. But then when I came to Japan and I graduated, which is funny because I graduated right around the time of the big earthquake, if you remember that. And I went back home once for a little bit, and it was such a rush, picking up and leaving, because even though everything happened in Fukushima, I was in Tokyo, and my mom thought all of Japan was going to explode. So she was like, come back home. So I kind of left in a rush. I left all my things in an apartment. And, everything was fine in Tokyo. So I begged my mom, can I come back? And she's like, here's a one-way ticket. Figure it out. And so I came back. I didn't know Japanese. I just graduated. I had no job. I had no money.
Yeah.
It was a rough start to that. But quickly I got a part-time job, and that's when I started singing, because my aunt, she said oh, I have an ex-boyfriend that's living in Japan right now, and he plays sax and he sings. You should meet up with him. And I met up with him, and then he was like, you're young. Do you sing? And I was like, I haven't sang since middle school. He's like, well, actually, they need a lot of black people to sing at Japanese weddings. And I was like, what? And then he explained oh, they just think that we have big gospel choirs at Western weddings. So I'm a broke college graduate. I'll take whatever I can at that point. And that's kind of how I got started. Singing at small weddings, and then meeting more people. And actually one of my senpais from a Japanese group called Homei the Kazoku, they had a few anime songs, and I had met them at a convention a long time ago. They started introducing me to different producers. And that's when I met more producers that were like, oh, can you sing this demo? Or can you sing chorus on this song? And that's kind of how I got started with the music scene here.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was just listening at least to all that story. It really feels like it was just a lot of good encounters.
Yeah.
And just hearing it, and no disrespect, it feels almost very simple. It's oh, I've been there, I sang a bit, then you've met with the right people at the right time. We just introduced you to the right producers and just say, oh, could you try this with us?
Yeah.
And so you had your first shot at anime's opening or things like this?
Well, no, I haven't had a direct call for an anime opening, but I've I like to call myself like a diet otaku. Like Diet Coke, where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
not
I hear it.
fully
Yeah,
Coke,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like I dabble here and
Egg.
there. Like I have my few games and my few anime that I like.
Yeah.
I'm all for.
Yeah.
But I don't really like have much time to like really explore like deep into like other things.
I get you.
So
one thing I have to say, I was genuinely impressed by your love of Pokemon, but as well how you bring Pokemon to life through fashion as well.
Yeah.
It was on your Insta, like super cool to see.
Yeah. The funny thing is, like, I have a song on YouTube called Pokemon Swag.
Yeah.
I got that Pokemon swag. Pidgey's hating on my Pikachu bag.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about that is my friend Aisha, she's half Japanese, half black, and we went to temple together actually. We were hanging out, and I had some Pokemon stuff on. She's like, that's lame. Like she was like making fun of me. She's like, that's lame, da, 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 da. And then I was like, I'm gonna make a song about this one day. And so like I did, and it was called Pokemon Swag, and just like me embracing my otaku-ness for a brand that I really enjoy.
And I would say, don't even say diet otaku. It's just like now everyone is an otaku. We're finally accepting that loving anime, manga, or anything is just the way it is.
I mean, it's not drugs, so.
I always say that to my wife. Would you rather me be out there drinking alcohol and like doing drugs or catching Pokemon?
Yeah. One's less harmful on the body.
Yes.
So, yeah. And I remember always thinking like, all right, because I'm 36, I'm level 36.
Yeah, you're level 36.
And I always had that in my mind of like, all right, I gotta do it big. I'm gonna be a Charizard.
Oh.
So that's what my whole like 36th birthday was about, was me like evolving into a Charizard. So I had a big, party. I had a big live show. I called all of my otaku band friends that wanted to do it, and I also had like a friend. Her name is Gabby. She has her own brand, Gammy Lou. So I told her, I was like, I don't want just like a regular like kigurumi, like a suit.
I see what you mean, or the T-shirt with the
like a T-shirt. No. I want something that is still elegant but says pulls elements of the Pokemon in the dress. So I kind of sat there and drew what I wanted, and I went out and picked up the fabric, and like she's kind of guiding me into like how we can do it, and I was like, all right, Charmeleon. Had a Charmeleon drape.
And that looks, and it really looks amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so this is who Imani is, but I've asked you to describe a bit of your career through 5-6 different songs.
Yeah.
And the first song that I asked you to share with me and share with all of us is, what is the song that got you and I told you, okay, I need to become an artist? And you told me that was a Lion King song.
Yes. The Lion King is my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Of all time.
But wait, which song is it?
It's I Just Can't Wait to Be King. And, well, like all the songs are bops. Like,
yeah,
so,
no, they are.
But that is the movie that like defined. I remember my parents took me to see it like 4 times in the theater. I think the first time I was taken out because obviously Mufasa. But afterwards, I kept going back, and I had everything. I had the lunchbox. I had the video game. I can beat the video game with my eyes closed. I don't know about all of y'all, but some of y'all have.
It's not an easy fit.
I mean, I know where all the glitches are. I know where all the bugs are. I'm that person. So I know some people have a hard time with that game. But yeah, like I had puzzles. I had, all the stuff. And the music itself was just so moving to me. And I just remembered like singing at the top of my lungs. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Like, I can't wait to be king. Like, come on.
When I was listening to it as well for this, I agree. There's something you want to stand up and whatever you want to do, or even the things that you didn't dare telling yourself, like, no, I can't wait doing it.
Yeah. Because even at the time when like I was doing chorus and then high school happened and I didn't get chosen for musicals at all, I still wanted to sing. So you know what I mean? Like nobody's gonna like shut me up. So I'm still going to sing. But Lion King is also just like comfort movie. So I'll just like watch it every once in a while. and and think, oh yeah, I'm still having a fun time singing these songs.
So I just can't wait to be king. That's that moment when you knew that
Yeah,
you would become an artist.
I knew that nobody could shut me up, basically.
すいません。
あ、
ありがとうございます。
ございます。
The second song that I asked you about was the one that defines your work aesthetic. And you told me Black Cat by Janet Jackson.
Yeah, so first of all, Janet Jackson, iconic,
Yeah.
iconic
Yeah.
performer, just all around artist. And you know, she has her R&B and like her pop bops, but Black Cat is one of those songs that I listened to in my adulthood and was just like, okay, this is a rock situation that I love, and I really want that sound. I really want to do a project close to that sound. Yeah.
I was just watching the video as well, the energy.
Yeah.
Not only that she has on stage, but the people dancing, getting on with it. And the different age, like everyone, kids, adults, everyone is just rocking and vibing with it.
Yeah.
It is very intense.
Yeah, and just the guitar riff itself, I'm just like, it's so iconic.
But when you said it defines your work, how have you actually put that into the sounds that you, for instance, work on?
That's the sound that I'm working towards.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So like, I wouldn't say it defines my work because I dabble into a lot of different things.
Like
I've been booked for a lot of different things. So I've been on like visual K tracks.
Okay.
I just did Budokan yesterday with a Japanese legend called Yazawa Eikichi.
Okay.
So he's all rock and roll, and I'm learning so much from him. And the whole team, like the whole band is so talented and just so prestigious. Like, wow. So that's kind of what I've done. And then I've also, obviously done like gospel and soul. You know, being Black in Japan, they're already gonna kind of put you in a box of you're Black, gospel.
So this is what we expect.
We expect that. But no, when I came to Japan, I was really into J-rock. So I'm talking Asian Kung Fu Generation, Overworld, TM Revolution, like like those, that situation.
Yeah.
So I like a little bit of that. I've been getting more into like the punk scene, like just kind of listening back to a lot of the stuff that I didn't really get to listen to in, growing up. So I'm revisiting a lot of these songs. There's one band from the UK called Nova Twins that I absolutely love. 2 brown girls, and they completely they're killing it right now. And I love that sound of these 2 brown girls getting really deep and grungy with it.
Yeah.
And I love seeing more just Black and brown people in that like punk space because, rock and roll, I've had to tell a lot of Japanese artists this too. Like rock and roll was created by a large queer Black woman. Her name is Sister Rosetta Tharpe. She was the one that came up.
Okay, I have to admit I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's who created rock and roll. Okay. Elvis Presley used to go to her shows and try to emulate her sound.
Okay.
So I've had to tell a few of the Japanese artists I work with, like, we made this. We made this.
And I think that leads to a different question where, how has it been actually for you? As you said, when people see you, okay, a Black artist, so we expect her to sing, I would expect like soul, gospel, or hip hop. But when you tell them, no, I want to have this kind of rock song and that energy. How has it been for you? Not too complicated to actually get these opportunities, or?
When I first started doing music, a lot of it was you're Black, gospel, R&B.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay.
When I did my first album with DJ Chika and Goon Tracks, it was him looking for a singer to sing on his tracks. So he had that jazzy hip hop vibe. And I remember the A&R kind of being like, okay, so rap. And I was like, but I'm not a rapper. And he's like, no, you're going to rap on this song.
Oh
and
my
I'm
God.
like,
I have like the Cartman, like the vision of Cartman in my head.
Yeah, I'm just
with
like.
Token, it was like, you're Black.
Yeah, and I was like, I can try. So it was literally me like, oh God, I was like 23 or something like that when I was writing this album. did it in like a month too while working part-time, and like writing this album and writing lyrics and all these melodies and like sitting and like trying to listen to different, you know, like MC Light, Queen Latifah, Lisa Left Eye Lopez. I'm like trying to like absorb all this as quickly as possible because I'm not a rapper and I never really tried. So I'm like studying and trying to get all that out. But when they released the album, as much as I love Lauryn Hill, when you go to Tower Records, it would say like, oh, Imani, debut album, like Lauryn Hill. And I'm like, I respect this woman, but I'm not like her. Like, and I didn't really want that comparison. But Japan is really about that sometimes, where they kind of want. Like,
I'm seeing this as well, working in the advertising industry. It's very different to have a new concept. If it's a new concept or a new IP, it needs to be related to something that they already know. Like having a tag is how they can market you. But indeed, it's even more difficult for someone like you when you say, no, I do not want to have this kind of tag.
But yeah, that was my first project where it was like, oh, you're gonna R&B and you're gonna rap, sprinkle a little rap on there, and I'm like, oh, okay. I was young, so but it was, you know, it was a fun time, like doing the little tour and getting that experience. You know, it taught me a lot, so I'm really grateful for that. I want to do a little bit of everything, but recently I've been so busy with everybody else's stuff that I haven't really had time to do on mine.
It's always difficult to actually make the time for all those things. The third song that I asked you to share with us is the one that is related to your very first gaming project. And you shared one song that I was not expecting to actually hear, the opening song, opening theme of the Animaniacs.
Okay, so
and for what game?
It was Animaniacs and Tiny Toon Adventures.
This is
I
true.
was listening to both of them constantly because I kind of consider one of my first gaming projects, maybe not first, but kind of a project that I was more involved in, was the Digimon Card Game. Rules theme song. Like, they needed a theme song in English to explain the rules of the new Digimon card game that they were revamping.
Digimon cards lead the charge, and support comes from your tamer cards. Play just once, our option cards, build a depth of 50, ready to start.
They just kind of sent me the track, they sent me the melody, and they were like, here are Japanese lyrics, translated and make it fit into the melody. And if you know anything about Japanese and English, they don't work together. They don't do that.
They do not.
So it was really challenging, but I knew that this was for mainly the US. And you know, when you listen to something or look at it for a really long time, you need that refresher. And I kind of was like, Digimon was such a pivotal, you know, that time frame of growing up. And I was thinking back like, okay, I have my Digivices and my Tamagotchis, and what was I doing? I would go home and I would watch, you know, Tiny Toon Adventures would be on, and I'm thinking these were such catchy tunes that I need to emulate this energy. So like I would go back and like listen to that in between me working on the translation for this.
So I'm trying to think, were there chasers for you, or as you said, there were more this kind of energy that you're trying to encapsulate?
It was the energy that I was trying to pull in, because you know, it was that, maybe kind of like the Poke Rap. The English one, where they're like explaining, well, they were just saying Pokemon names.
No,
but
exactly.
yeah, it was kind of like that.
The Poke Rap, I do remember it as well. But it was the same, I think, in English.
Catch 'em, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. So that, we needed that energy for that. And so it was pretty challenging because I was like, okay, you're revamping this card game. I don't know how to play, help. And then they give me a bunch of cards. Like some of them didn't have it was just like all the cards. All the cards in the set. So I have like the super rare one too. And then they also gave me like, you know, the sets to play. But at the time, I didn't have anyone to play with to figure this out. So then I was like, oh, there's an app. There's a mobile game app, so I had to like get my old iPad and open the US App Store and download it there and figure it out and going back and forth. But it was a pretty interesting experience. So.
And I think actually that's just the way that you talk about it, because we don't necessarily get to hear that. We have like, for instance, this card game for an IP that everyone knows. and how are actually people, how is the song made, it's not necessarily that you know about the IP. It's not necessarily that you know about the song itself. They just send you everything. And I'm still stuck on that idea that they tell you, we translated the lyrics for you. You have to make them fit. Here's the song, even if it doesn't.
They gave me I don't even think they gave me a translation. I had to translate a lot of it myself. So they kind of gave me an idea, and then, because I've done this for Japanese artists before too, where they give me the Japanese and they want it to fit. They want the English to fit the melody in Japanese, but it's kind of hard because in Japanese, there's, you know, kokoro, which is like 3 syllables, but then you have heart, and it doesn't fit. So, you know, you have to like try and make that work. And they were really strict about like jumbling everything in there. So,
and the other thing, how do you get the right, because you know that Digimon, the digital world, it has a very specific style. How do you recreate that when you don't necessarily know?
It's like, I'm pulling from whatever I remember watching, you know, as a kid. And I'm not, people do say that the anime is actually really good, so I actually probably should watch it eventually. They're like, oh no, there's a whole story with, and the Digidestin grow up or whatever. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, no, I was just trying to channel that Saturday morning cartoon energy, but also trying to be as clear as possible, because this is a rule, you know, these are the rules for the game, so.
Which is quite insane when you think about it. It's that instead of having a proper video, they have a singer, like bringing that energy and those vibes, but to teach you how to play a card game that I'm sure is not simple.
Yeah, it wasn't simple. It wasn't a simple task to do, I will say. So that took quite a while to do that. But yeah, it was a fun experience.
Then that brings me to the reason why actually you were here and how I found you out, which is Foamstars. How did you get to work on this project?
So I had a friend who was like, hey, they need another singer for this game. Can I introduce you to this agent? So the agent actually kind of reached out to me and was like, hey, there's a Square Enix game. It's supposed to be, you know, Sony's answer to Splatoon or something like that. And I was like, okay, cool. And I sent her my demos, and they were like, we really think you'd fit more on this like kind of bubblegummy, like high energy song. Can you do it? And I was like, okay. They didn't really send me much more info. They just kind of said what the premise was. It was just like,
it was supposed to be a big like party. This kind of a lot of champagne, a lot of foam. It's everyone is playing like drinking on a Saturday night.
Kind of like a color run, but you know, foam.
Exactly. Or like you're in a casino. It's kind of like very like cool vibes.
I do remember like getting the song and then like listening to it and being like, okay, this is a lot. It was very high energy. But then when I got there to record it, they were like, more. They were like, we want you kind of up here in your register, like bubble 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 pop. And I had to like rap really fast in it too. And I was like, they're asking me to rap again.
Did you know? Oh, wait, exactly. Did you know they were about to ask you to rap?
Yeah, they did, but they wanted it to be a little more. They kind of wanted almost a Nicki Minaj feel to it. You know when she does that like. You know, she switches her voice and she switches her. They kind of wanted that, so that was a challenge, but it was fun.
I'm glad. I'm really glad you had fun.
I did ask too. I was like, I don't have a PlayStation, but like, is there a physical copy of the game I can get? And they were like, oh, I think it's only digital.
It is only digital.
I was like, oh, shucks.
They did release, I think, either vinyls or CDs of it though.
Oh yeah, I know that the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's on Spotify, and they were really trying to not just push, I think, the game as a game, but there was this idea of 360 media, so that not just you, but they worked with a lot of different artists and musicians. It's unfortunate. It is, because the music, and I think this is where I felt a bit sad in that sense, because you could tell that the love and the care that was put behind the music, like, they really tried. And I think one of your songs, like your song actually was one of those that actually got you. You're like, I'm like bopping my head while I'm just like shooting foam everywhere.
Like I love that. Like I love that, because you know, growing up playing games, and you just might be on some, and you just like, for example, you know, Sonic Adventure Battle 2, where you're just like, something is calling me. I don't know what. like, you know, you're just like remembering these lyrics and stuff. And yeah, that's really cool.
And
I appreciate that.
so I would just love to know, because even more when you sing for songs like this for video games, when you know that the people listening to it are not necessarily, well, they're going to be gamers mainly. Does it change anything on how you approach the work or how you actually sing, or?
No, I don't think it really changes much, because I'm going in, you know, again, it depends on the involvement. Like for the Digimon Card Game 1, that was a lot of me translating it and making sure that it sounded right. Whereas like Foamstars, they had someone else already write everything out. And then it's just me taking direction and making sure that I execute whatever the director's telling me to do, and kind of keeping it in the back of my mind of like, this is the energy that I need for this. Yeah.
Finally, which leads me to the last song that you shared with us. And that song is a Beyonce song, isn't it?
Yes.
And so that's the one I asked you. What song do you listen to working on your next project, or for whatever's coming up for you in life?
It's called My Power, and it's Tierra Whack. There's a few other artists on that song, but it was from Beyonce's The Gift album, which was kind of accompanied by that live action, or that remake of The Lion King. Wasn't my favorite Disney remake, but we will not get into that. But I will say that album was really good. Like, the album was amazing, and I don't know why more people don't talk about that project from Beyonce. It's about these lionesses coming and saying, like, you're never gonna take my power. Like, this is who I am. I'm gonna do what I need to do to get from point A to point B, and you're not gonna stop me. And that's a theme that I just really love when Beyonce kind of gets into that. And I like the drumming and the instrumentation in that whole thing. And I like how all the different artists on that track put their own spin into it. And that's also like my gym song too. Like, you know, when I'm doing a really heavy leg press, I'm like,
You're like, okay.
Yeah.
But I think that's important, as you said, that yes, they're all pushing, but they're all pushing in their own way.
Yeah.
One. And second, I think it just like circles back to what you were saying at the beginning. You can't wait to be a king, but ultimately, you just can't wait to do it your way.
Yeah.
What would that mean for you then?
I think it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be correct.
Okay.
It just has to be correct for me and what I'm doing.
And what does that mean?
As long as, like, I'm satisfied, not, because perfection is really hard to come by.
Yeah, it is.
But as long as it's like, I'm okay with what this is, and I felt good about producing what it was, it's fine. If I rock with it, I think at least a few people will rock with it. And as long as that's, not everybody has to like it. Not everybody's for everybody. Yeah. Not everything is for everyone. So
agreed.
As long as I get like a few likes, I'm like, that's fine.
Something that you can be proud of, as you said, even if it's out there and not if necessarily everyone picks it up. Yeah. At least you can look at it and be out. That's mine. I've done it.
Yeah, I was on that.
Imani, I just wanted to say thank you for the time that you spent with us, for sharing your story as well. I'm just happy to meet this little girl who wanted to become a queen and who's doing it, who's becoming that queen right now.
Thank you.
So thanks.
Thank you for having me, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, like you told me that the game didn't really do it really well, so I'm like, oh, well, you know, at least I did a thing, but I'm glad it reached, at least it reached somebody.
Your track really moved me, so that's what matters.
Thank you.
Thanks. And there's one gift that we have as well. Ooh. So it's a small memory card.
Ah,
so, and that memory card basically it's a token, I would say, of the conversation that we had. And the first guest who I've talked with shared his own playlist with us. And basically that playlist is saved on that memory card.
Oh, wow.
So if you tap the memory card on your phone, then his playlist will be played.
Oh, okay.
And the playlist that you've shared will do the same thing, turn that into a memory card that will share as well with them.
That's actually cool. I'm sitting here like, oh, it's a PlayStation 2 one. I'm like, mine is still back in the States. How am I going to play this? Yeah. Well, thank you so much. This is so cute.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thanks as well. Thanks. Thank you very much for listening to that episode of Tasty Bits. The playlist that Imani shared is available in the description below. And if you enjoyed that conversation and if you want more of that, follow us, like, subscribe. All the links are in the description of that episode. And if there's anyone that would you like me to reach out to and potentially have a conversation with, do not hesitate to share that in the comments. Again, thank you, and see you soon for a new episode of Tasty Bits.